we're going to get a little bit more technical. So let's look at overview differences and similarities between Universal Analytics and Google Analytics 4 and look under the hood, as well as you call it.
Okay, thanks, Ivan. Thanks, Claire. So we're going to start by talking about the data model. So data model is how essentially the data is being organized inside of Google Analytics platform. I'd like to use a automotive analogy here. So Google Analytics, by switching to Google Analytics 4, Google Analytics is switching from a legacy internal combustion engine to an electric car engine. So the electric car engine is much more simplified, and it was also more modern. So we call it event-driven model. I'm getting a little bit more into detail on how it works. So on the left-hand side, you can see that's the legacy Universal Google Analytics. It was all hit-based. You can see the green mark. It was all hit. A page view is a hit. E-commerce is a hit. It was also the customer event is a hit. They were all dated back in early 2000, as I mentioned previously, when everything on the website was a hit. So on top of each hit, it became a session layer. So session can be used interchangeably as a visit, and all those sessions will be rolling up to the user. User was also being used interchangeably as a unique visitor. So on GA4, everything now become an event, as you can see in the green. These are all the fundamental of the automotive console standard is define how those events will need to be tracked. So by removing the session layer and making it all event-driven data model has made Google Analytics a lot more modern, as I say modern, because they're also competitors for Google Analytics, like Adobe Analytics, like Amplitude. Those are all event-driven. And then the simplified data model also make it easier for people to understand.
So we've gone from vertical more horizontal when it comes
Exactly. Great point. Thanks, Claire. We recommend to do a dual tagging, which you are not deprecating your existing Universal Analytics, but you set up your Google Analytics 4. And you want to know that what is the acceptance level between the two. And a couple of weeks ago, we got a chance to go to an internal Google's training, and a product manager for Google Analytics 4 told us that it can be up to 30% gap. So you might wonder why there's a 30%. So that's actually the change in data model is a fundamental reason driving the gap. And we recommend the key points to understand the consistency, not looking at the absolute number. That's one of the other reasons why we recommend you to take action as soon as possible.
To get some historical data and really understand the difference between one versus
Absolutely. Thanks, Claire.